All right, we in there. Whew. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Man, it's been a while. It's been quite a harrowing couple of weeks, I gotta say. Uh, a fortnight fraught with uh, stress and complications, and it's all just been very tiring. So, a little low energy today. Don't know if you can tell. Sorry about the slight delay, by the way. I almost forgot to fix my hair, which recently got cut. So I got my little lightning bolt going on here. Yeah. No Mountain Dew today. Just got my Barks. My Barks root beer, which I was telling someone else, it really takes me back to like being 12 years old and just sitting in the bowling alley, sipping on root beer, doing my homework while my parents go off and do their little bowling league thing. And then after I was done, I would go to the Candy Crane and pop some quarters in there. Rare crane game where you actually won something almost every time. It was really cool, and it's actually it's where I got these little crystal things. There were 5 of them up for grabs, and I was just absolutely fascinated by them because as a child and even to this day, I don't know, just fascinated by like magic crystals and gems and fantasy stuff like that. But yeah, not real magic gems. I mean, there's no such thing as magic gems, but I mean, you know how it is with some folks that are into the like alternative medicine with the healing crystals and the quartz and the copper wristbands and the homeopathy and the Zyscam and all that kind of thing. But yeah, it's been pretty exhausting, and it doesn't help that I have an upset stomach. So don't be surprised if I have to take one or more bathroom breaks over the course of what should be a pretty short stream. I don't imagine it being much longer than like 2 hours. Uh, just because, well, I've got a lot on my plate, a lot of things that I've been meaning to do. But, if you've been watching, you know that there's been. I don't go into it too much because it's kind of personal, but, like, there's been a disturbance in the balance of my life. And so I've been trying to, like, just feel out how to how to find that balance once again. So yeah, sorry if I've been slow on projects on which I gave my word that I would complete. I have not forgotten about them. It's just been really hard, and I've been really tired. It's been extremely difficult getting enough sleep lately. Sleep deprivation has become almost a lifestyle. And ooh, hold on a second. Let me just wipe the condensation off of this, and then oh yeah, that's good. Now we gotta do some prep work because, as usual, I forgot to fix the text. There is no new Flex Piece trailer, as far as I can tell. There was some Flix Piece content that I've been meaning to make. I don't really, at this point, it's looking pretty doubtful that I'm going to be able to get it done on time before the new season drops, but, whatever, it is what it is. So I figure the first thing we're going to do is just rip into this new One Piece chapter, and then after that, we're going to check out another Andy M. Lee video. As you can tell, I've become recently very Andy Pill because I love his content. And then I think we're just going to round it out with some like light BTD6 play. And that should be it for today's stream. So let's go ahead and fire it up with chapter 1175, Needhog. If I can remember how this works. It feels like it's been forever since my last stream. But yeah, here we go. It's Needhog, which I can only assume is a reference to Loki's Devil Fruits, because like everything about the Elbaf is like very Norse coded, and so there's like the heinous black serpents of evil that coils around the roots of the world tree and stuff, and so now he turns into this big black dragon. Dragon. And so, speaking of dragon, we've got Dragon's right-hand man, Sabo, with some very cute, dumpy-looking koalas. I mean, koalas, to be fair, they're pretty dumpy by nature. And then koala looking very much like just like pre-time skip Dami, which I still really miss. I always preferred her with the shorter hair, except for that one intro where she has like the glasses and the ponytail, which is just like ladies, you gotta know, if glasses plus ponytail, that's like an extra 3 points right there. But this is a cover request by Ramen Maru Saba getting swarmed by koala joeys. That's very adorable. And by the way, never do this right here, by the way. I have been explicitly told that koalas are literally so stupid that if you pick off eucalyptus leaves and put them on a plate and present them to a koala, the koalas are so dense and quite literally smooth-brained that they cannot recognize it as food. They just look at it and be like, what's this? I don't know what this is. I didn't pick this off of a tree myself. There's no way this could possibly be food. Like, this does not make sense. Like, does not compute. So, yeah. Cautionary tale when dealing with koalas. Oda says, a wooden fork came with my McDonald's salad. It's my first time one. Sick. I'm impressed with how easy it is to use. Yeah. Why don't we use more wood? Can anyone explain that? Like, it literally grows on trees. I have never understood the practice of making disposable things out of the literal least biodegradable thing on the planet next to like radioactive waste. I just like, why? Why would you not build something that is intended to last? Like, I heard once upon a time a few years ago that they were making plastic roads. Like, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know, and I imagine they would be pretty easy to fix too, because you could just like melt some more plastic in there. I don't know. Makes sense to me. So replacing plasticware with woodware, that makes a lot of sense. Replacing plastic bottles with glass, or maybe you could like waterproof wood, like just like give it a little bit of wax or whatever. I don't know. Something other than plastic, more plastic waste. But I mean, hey, like, it doesn't really matter. I'm pretty black-pilled at this point, with the rise of AI data centers just scooping up all the electricity and water in the world, I'm pretty sure we're doomed. Like, we're not going to last even another 200 years at this rate. And that's if we don't just blow each other up, which is extremely likely. I think we as a society are reaching the point where we are ready to embrace mutually assured destruction. But, I mean, I don't mean to get too political around here. Just a little fun little tangent. Anyway, let's get back to our extremely highly politicized manga that is absolutely 100% inspired by current events. And even future ones. Like, I was saying it, I'm pretty sure I was saying it last time. Like, the whole idea of the Celestial Dragons as the rich elites who, like, kidnap children for their own ends, and they're secretly, like, a super, like, ridiculously evil demonic cult. Like, it almost feels like Oda is some sort of, like, whistleblower, or like they say, you know, the Seth MacFarlane, oh, he's a secret time traveler, or like Matt Groening, that kind of thing. But yeah, the captured Straw Hats are, and then Sanji comes in, looking pretty cool. I did not recognize this as Robin at first because her hair looks a little weird. I get that that's the lighting, but it just makes it look like she's got two-tone hair. Like what character am I thinking of that has, like, the half and half hair, but whatever. And there's Usopp, looking very, very useful in the arc that people said was going to be all about him, right? Like, oh, this is Usopp's chapter. He's going to pop off. He's going to get the Mjolnir, and he's going to be epic, and it's going to be like, guys, you have got to take your black pills on this. Like, any time that an arc has been his arc, her arc, their arc, like Wano is Zoro's arc, Whole Cake is Sanji's arc, Egghead is Frankie's arc. Like, every time, it is the character has nothing to do at best. At worst, they just wind up getting ruined, like Sanji in Whole Cake Island, which I thought just, like, absolutely devastated his character. And took him from being one of my favorites to one of my least favorites, frankly. And then Frankie really didn't have anything special to do in Egghead. To be fair, I was not necessarily opposed to Egghead's being more about taking all of those plot threads that tied to, you know, the Sabaody crowd, you know, Kuma, Bonnie, Kizaru, in an indirect way, Vegapunk, all those characters, and just, like, tying them up in a nice bow. So I won't necessarily scoff at what we got, but, like, anyone who said that was going to be Frankie's arc, like, just very, very wrong. Zoro, Zoro and Wano, like, I didn't really get much of a spotlight. It was mostly about him just kind of putting a capstone on his little journey with Shusui, and then getting a new sword, and then that was about it. There was, like, a little bit about him learning how to use his new sword, and then a tawdry amount of information about, like, the connection between his home village and Wano, but, like, it wasn't, like, a huge character thing for him. Like, I don't feel like he progressed as a person, or that he had to make some great personal breakthrough or something like that. It was pretty bare bones in terms of character development for him. It was mostly just him, you know, being cool and getting a power up, and that's pretty on brand for Zoro. Frankly, I've always thought of Zoro as just like he's just the okay. Well, let me correct myself. Not always, right? Um, when you go back to the Cipher Pole saga or the Summit War saga, that was like peak Zoro, where he actually demonstrated capability as a vice captain. Uh, he did very leaderly things, had powerful dialogue. But I feel like ever since then, he's just been like the cool guy who says cool one-liners like a nothing personnel kid, and she's as glorious Nippon steel folded over 1,000 times, teleports behind you, and then she's it again before you've hit the ground. Like, that's Zoro. Like, there's not much to him. If anything, there's less than nothing to him, because like I can never get it out of my head uh, the way that character was treated in Punk Hazard. It just lives rent free in my head, the way that he just seemed to be written in a way that was completely backwards and really sabotaging. But yeah. So this, just looking back at the track record of, oh, this is this character's arc, year of Sanji, year of Zoro, year of whoever. The idea that Elbaf was going to be about Usopp, like, yes, that makes sense on paper. This is absolutely been what Usopp's like whole arc, his whole like dream has been leading up to. This is basically Usopp's chance to be the first Straw Hat whose dream actually came true. He wanted to be a brave warrior of the sea, and his role model is the Giants. So if he can get the admiration of the Giants within the course of this arc, he'll be the first. He'll be the first to make his dream come true. But as it is right now, he is just an absolute nothing in this arc. He is a nobody. The same way he was in Egghead. The same way he was in all of Wano. 4 years of nothing from Usopp. Didn't even feature in Whole Cake Island at all. Obviously, none of the Straw Hats were in Reverie. So his and like nothing going on. So his last shining moment dates all the way back to Dressrosa, which, if I could just take a moment to refresh memory. When was the Dressrosa arc? Was that like 10 years ago? Like, when did it conclude? The wiki says, the wiki says 2015, so it has been over 10 years since Usopp mattered at all. And even then, his involvement in Dressrosa was pretty divisive, because people were saying like he had found his bravery and now he's lost it again. Like, this is regressive character writing. Why is he such a candy ass now? Backing down when so many people's lives are on the line. And the counter argument that people have used, to which I adhere, is, because of Sugar's powers, he forgot about Robin, forgot she ever existed, and so that entire, the entire Cipher Pole saga almost has been wiped from his mind, and that was really like a big moment where he found his bravery. Like, that was him standing up against the world. Like, that was way bigger than his little moment with Chu, where he learned to take a stand. But at the same time, I can see it going the other way, because, there were other times when he was brave. I just mentioned Chu. There was also the 2-on-2 fight between Usopp and Chopper and Mr. Four and Miss Merry Christmas. Like he was brave then. Uh, he was brave when fighting Luffy or when he was fighting the Frankie family. Those memories don't really have anything to do with Robin. So the idea that he struggles to be brave in Dressrosa when there is like there were just so many other times that he was brave beyond the time when he fought to get Robin back. I'm actually like over the course of the stream, I'm actually talking myself out of being an Usopp apologist in the case of Dressrosa. But I mean, hey, he beat Sugar, um, and he unlocked his like observation hockey, which he has, as far as I know, he hasn't used it since. He's made no effort to hone it. So at this rate, I think um, the prospects of a legit Usopp versus Van Augur fight are looking pretty grim. I think we're gonna get Brook versus Apu. You know, remember that fight? The fight that didn't happen. The fight that was like basically the most obvious thing ever. Brook had nothing to do in during the raid. Apu had nothing to do during the raid. These are two characters that were just floating around. Both fighters on opposite sides. Both with devil fruit powers. Both were musicians. Do they fight? No. That would make too much sense. It's going to be that. It's going to be Usopp is going to get robbed out of another fight. The same way that he did when Big Mom robbed him of a fight with Page 1. And it's going to be someone else. That, or he's going to need, like, ridiculous, like, Luffy tier, like, ass pull stacked on top of ass pull to be able to actually hang tough with Van Augur, who's, like, very clearly just next level, like the best sniper in the world, possibly even better than Yasop. I don't know. Need more Yasop feats to confirm. But that's how I feel about that. I've been pretty black-pilled on Usopp. On the idea that you can just assume that any character is going to get any real spotlight. The Straw Hat crew as a whole has really depreciated as the driving force behind the story. They just don't get nearly as many character moments as they used to. They don't express as much initiative, I don't think. At this point, the story seems way more caught up in kind of something stuck on my eye. And what's worse is that I think it's actually a part of my body. I think I've got a skin tag right next to my eye, and it is a nightmarish curse. But yeah, like I was saying, at this point, One Piece seems more preoccupied with focusing much more on the Tenryubito, on God's Knights and the Gorosei and Emu as the actual, like, for real, final bosses of One Piece. Trying to flesh them out as much as possible in order to give them the presence they need to, like, actually be interesting villains now that it's time for them to, you know, step up to bat. So, it's tough. And now with these whispers of Loki joining the crew, which still, that's still a shaky prospect just because of the logistics. Like, this guy is the size of the Chrysler building. How could he possibly be a crewmate? How is he going to hang out on the Thousand Sunny? That doesn't make any sense. Not unless he becomes their new ride. Like, he's like really, really big, right? So what if what if everybody just kind of like straps the Thousand Sunny to his back and they just take off? He's probably capable of like international flight with how big he is, and like he's really big, really tough. He's got like a ridiculous feat of endurance already, just being chained to this tree for and uh, I don't even remember how long, if it was ever said. Of course, that would like completely rob the Thousand Sunny of all relevance. The idea that this ship did not actually carry them to their intended destination. It got them most of the way, and then Loki takes over. Like, no, that would put a sour taste in my mouth. But then, hey, at that point, the Thousand Sunny would be just another Straw Hat, just kind of getting ignored. But yeah. Sorry, I'm rambling so long. Like we've just been staring at the first page this entire time, as I prattle on and on about how bothered I am that Usopp is just a nothing, and his redemption is nowhere in sight. Like, this guy has absolutely zero spotlight. And just reflecting on the state of the Straw Hats as the supposed main cast of characters in general. But let's go ahead and press forward. Robin, thank goodness. Thanks. That's our Sanji. So these vines are weak to higher temperatures. That's okay. That's considering they are very clearly plants. That seems like an obvious solution. That also makes that kind of a pathetic superpower. Like, not gonna lie, they're weak to like heat or flame. That is just about the most common attack type in One Piece. Almost everyone can produce like a little bit of flame in a pinch if they need to. Luffy can do it. Zoro can do it. Sanji can definitely do it. Usopp can do it. Nami can produce heat balls. I'm trying to think. Frankie can breathe fire. It's just, I don't know. It's a very common attack type. Almost anyone can do it. Even people who have no business doing it. Like Hold'em's like lion face could breathe fire. Black Maria's spider face could breathe fire. No stated reason. It's just something they can do. Wanze can make fire. Like, Kinemon. Any B-lister, C-lister, almost anyone can make fire. I bet Jinbei can make fire, and his whole thing is water. So, yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and say that, what's his name? Summers. Seriously, like, ultra hyper nerfed by this revelation that his thorns are weak to higher temperatures. That's pretty pathetic. I'm not too scared of this dude anymore. I honestly never was. He seems pretty pathetic. Like it's just obvious that he's just being carried by his covenant or his contract or whatever you call it. And there was no way this was going to end with another, oh no, the Celestial Dragons are just unbeatable, we have to run. That would be way too redundant. Like Oda was never going to do that. Like, even though I'm critical of Oda, like, there's no way I'd take him to be that poor of a writer. That 2 arcs back to back would have the same conclusions. I'm afraid there's no time to celebrate. Yeah, this hockey and that roar just now. What is that massive shadow? West Village. Ripley, Oimo, Roto? Our folks need help. They were stabbed by our thorns. Mommy's going to die. Loki, the village isn't safe. Take the kids somewhere less dangerous. Not my problem. They went and jumped on my back. I'm just dropping them off. Yeah, ain't no way. Ain't no way is Oda gonna like kill off Ripley here. That is not on the table. If it is, I will truly be blown away and just like epically crestfallen that the straight up hottest character in all of One Piece ever by an absolute landslide, not even close, way hotter than York, way hotter than Nami or Robin or Perona, hotter than all of them, just gets taken out like that. Like, no way. All of you, climb down now. Oh, it's Zoro. Hey, people of Elbaf, the children are safe. Man, this guy is like all the way big. He's not just a little bit. Let's think about this for a second, right? So this is the village, right? In the background. The village of giants. And it's not that far in the background. This is where the giants live. Here's Luffy. Luffy is giant right now. He's using his Goma Goma no giant thing, right? And there's Ragnar, which is also pretty big. Big enough that when it transforms into a hammer, Loki can like carry it comfortably. It's not just like a little tiny thing that he pinches between two fingers. And then Loki is like ancient giant size, and then he turns into this big dragon that dwarves all of these nightmares that are themselves much bigger than giants. So this guy, like if I could just hold on, I want to size this up next to Kaido's dragon form. If I could just go back to that fight, and please don't do that. Please don't do that. Okay, so there was a little freak out just now, but okay. Man, it's a good thing I click off of my desktop view when I do this. Okay, so let's where is it? Where is it? I'm trying to find the one where okay, no, that's not it. That's not it. I want to specifically find the panel where Luffy. Yeah, okay, here we go. Where Luffy uses. Yeah, here we go. So, wow. Wow. This really puts it into perspective. Where this is Luffy, giant. This is Kaido. Kaido's head, right here, about the size of giant Luffy's torso. Let's just go ahead and go back to this. And this is how big Loki is. And, I get it. It's One Piece. Size, really doesn't matter. But Loki is, he is not depicted as big weight at all. Like, he beat Harold, who wasn't necessarily, mind-blowingly powerful either, but he was at least able to hang tough a little bit with Rox. But then Rox was, okay, you know what? I'm just going to stop right here. Let's just see what Loki's feats are moving forward. And see if he actually lives up to the hype. Because we've had a lot of characters not living up to the hype. I'm just going to say, he's really big. Big enough that he could basically slurp up Kaido like spaghetti. Basically. Until Kaido uses, like uh, Kaya and Hake, and he becomes this big, like, island-sized flame dragon form or whatever. But yeah, um, thank goodness there are no more hostages to worry about. All right, good, because hostages. Hostage situations to me are always really annoying in fiction because most times it just grinds the action to a halt. And good, great. I'm glad I'm getting Facebook notifications on my desktop for absolutely no reason. That's not compromising to my privacy or anything when I'm trying to stream. That's great. I'm glad that happened. Thankfully, it's on this monitor and not this one, so there's no way you guys can see it. But that's basically complete bullcrap. Like, I never asked for that. That was completely unsolicited. But okay. Uh, you guys took your sweet time. Don't tell me that dragon is. Yep, it's Loki. This place should be safe with you here. Yeah, that's no problem. Since you've already gone giant mode, can you guys take care of those dream monsters? Elbaf won't last long if we leave them be. On it, They came raining down out of nowhere. These things are. It's more thorns. Get the children inside, quick. Give up already, you dumbasses. That creep's still after us. I ain't gonna let any of you trash heaps survive. You cheated me out of that touching moment. Yeah, I'm noticing now that these dream monsters, which were previously depicted as just being invincible, not really invincible at all. Not now that the actual fighters have shown up. Actually, this might be for the best. Since the brats were saved, I haven't failed the mission yet. I can still take them to the Holy Land as planned. But first, I'll finish off their dying parents. Taste my rapid fire thorn launcher. Man, you are not. You are not Magellan like you think you are. And he's going to get proven as much pretty soon. I won't let you. This time, I'm going to save Mom and the rest. Me too. Me three. I'm going to cry. These morons are priceless. At this point, screw it. I don't even care about the mission anymore. I'm just grateful I get to kill you guys myself. Now, who's going first? I'll never forget the brave looks on your simple faces. Say goodbye now. Colon, play. Okay, so Ripley's not even knocked out. She was baking before. She was kind of playing it up a little bit. Like dying, it does not look like she's dying. No, I'm gonna protect you, mommy. And we're just gonna scoot past this very sus looking ad. Okay, Zoro steps in. Way to go, Zoro. I knew you had this in the bag. Now go. What? Who did that? Zoro. He's a member of my crew, and don't you forget it. Oh man, that is badass. Luffy with the lightning again. Goma Goma no? What? Oh my gosh, it's like a rifle version of his old lightning move. Dawn Thor rifle. That is. Oh man. I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. I know Summers has got his regeneration thing, but we're starting to. Bruh. Bruh. He is literally cracked. He is in pieces after that. Like, Luffy is aiming to kill here. If that was like a regular person, they would be Dunyan rings. They would be folded like origami. Rest in piss. That is, wow. He is destroyed. He looks like a modern day Frank Miller illustration. He got hit so hard. Like, yeah, regeneration or no regeneration, it's hard to imagine this guy just like getting up like it never happened. The Straw Hats, it came off. Yep, he's actually out of it. Like his devil powers have failed. Mom, that's I finally got to see it. Luffy Kun's white form. He really does look just like Nika. I believe he's the one, the warrior of liberation. Did you say Nika? That's just a tall tale told to scare kids. Wait, who's saying that? Oh, is that Summer? Summer's head? No, his head is not put back together. He's talking out of his topless head. Well, time to go. Ah, it's a real Needhog. We were really saved by that. Man, his I haven't said it yet. This form is really cool with the crazy like flaming anime eyes and the big like curved front-facing horns and dragon with fur, very underappreciated. People complain about the design of Smog in in the Rankin Bass Hobbit cartoon, but I always thought the design was fire. People complain that it looks like a cat, but like, whatever. Makes him distinct. Makes him actually interesting and not just like a generic dragon. But which, by the way, I never finished watching the Hobbit trilogy of movies, so I'd be interested to see what Smog looks like in that. But yeah, is that's Loki, all right? This is the first time I've seen him like this too. So you're saying Elbaf's national treasure it's a forbidden devil fruit. The mythological dragon fruit. Hey, no. I caught you on this. I'm gonna say that this is a translation error because dragon fruit is supposed to be for dinosaurs. All right, dinosaurs. I'm gonna have to see what the actual name of this fruit is at some point because that does not track with the naming convention up to this point. Mythological dragon fruit is said that whoever eats it can transform into the world's most colossal dragon. The size of the creature is relative to the initial size whoever ate the fruit, of course. Okay. Think of it this way. A giant would grow larger than a human undergoing the same transformation, and then ancient giant's growth is naturally even greater than that. That combination is what brings out the devil fruit's true potential. Okay, and this isn't really new information. This is just like confirmation of what I think a lot of people assumed. Because I mean, just think about what's his name, Momonosuke. Now that's a case of someone being a child and turning into a child version of their transformation compared to an adult transformation. But I mean, it's still very much the same logic. I feel like that still doesn't really explain. Because here's the thing. From this, I gleaned that this is the devil fruit that Rox was saying he really wanted, but its true potential could only be realized if Harold eats it. Um, but that still doesn't explain why he would want this particular fruit. Um, because like this logic applies to like all zones. Like obviously you want the best, right? If there's there's a mythical Zoan, then that's the one you want to get to the guy who's like one of the biggest blokes on the planet, and then sway him to your side. Like Zoans scale with the size of the original person's the user's original body is what I'm trying to say. But I mean, they're like contrary to the claim that they're like just ultra rare, the rarest of all devil fruits. Like they're increasing in frequency as we go deeper into the story. So why he is hyperfixated on this particular devil fruit, I don't know. maybe it has special properties. That's the way it usually is with mythical zones. Mythical zones feel kind of like cheating. It's almost like having two devil fruits at once because you have a Zoan transformation, and that Zoan then has its own superpowers, almost more like a Paramecia or something. But I don't know. I guess we'll learn more about it. Maybe we'll learn more in this next paragraph that I haven't read yet, and I'm gonna get embarrassed, but whatever. They say this dragon breathes lightning, which is freaking awesome. If anybody doesn't know, we are very lightning pilled around here. I love lightning, like mystical lightning elemental powers. So the idea of something and of course, very very dragon pilled around here. We love our dragons. So a dragon that breathes lightning, basically the coolest thing you could literally possibly imagine. So yeah. When it flies, its jet black body can turn day into night. So the fruit was forbidden and hidden due to its immense power. Not quite. It's just been protected by the Hammer Guardian, Ragnir. And I'm really looking forward to reading more about this. But remember what I was saying near the beginning of the stream where I was having stomach problems and I would need to take some bathroom breaks during the course of the stream? Well, it's about that time. So I'm going to be back in in a little bit. Just hold on a second. Okay. All right, we're back in there. So yeah. Whew. Ragnar. In Elbath, there is a legend about a god of war who fought with Ragnar. It is said that he took the form of a giant dragon and locked horns with the sun god. He was accompanied by a. This is not the shield that we saw before, by the way. The shield that we saw Nika using before was it had the like big circle with the 8 smaller circles around it. That's been showing up more and more and like kind of very discreetly appearing like throughout the entire One Piece series, and I'm very curious about it. But I don't know. Maybe this is like an older shield, and then Nika changed to a different shield later. I also cannot help but notice that Nika here is drawn a little odd. If I can just like peer at this a little more closely, like maybe the art's just a little shaky, but it seems like I don't know. Maybe Joy Boy had a beard. I don't know. I'm thinking about like the design Oda cooked up for future Luffy, which, if I recall correctly, also had a beard. You know what? As long as we're here, if I can just pull that up as well. Da 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 da. Because I try to keep track of this stuff. Let's see. Da, 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 oof. You know, I'm looking at this. And I'm really taking in all the versions of like this. If I can pull this up, this the famous volume cover that first shows Unica, and how pretty much every version was better than the one we got, which was like more like this with kind of making the big dumb soy face. Yeah, this one terrible. We absolutely got screwed with that one. But anyway, let's see what we're working with. I'm really looking for the one that Oda did of like everybody and like their future versions. It was like a compilation of all of them. Was it in sketches? No, it was not. It's probably in SBS because that's where he does like these future versions of the characters. Okay, yeah. So if you look here, sorry. Um, Here, like, yeah, bearded. So could be a reference to that. I don't know. Like this very common trope that because people have like similar personalities or goals, that actually means they look the same. Hmm. But yeah, giant dragon locked horns with the sun god, um, which is interesting because he just got finished saying that his jet black body could turn day into night. So you know, black and white, day and night. Bit of a dichotomy going on there. Locked horns with the sun god, accompanied by a loyal partner, the ice squirrel, Ratatosker. Okay. So, okay. So the squirrel has ice powers. I guess. I am of the assumption that it is a hammer that has itself eaten a mythical devil fruit, which, you know, It said that Vegapunk came up with the whole like inanimate objects getting devil fruit powers thing. But then we know there was an advanced civilization that went even beyond Vegapunk's inventions, so they also probably had come up with their own strand of this technology. So, um, after his master died, they say the loyal Ratatoskr came to possess the weapon Ragnir and awaits his master's return. You know, that sounds like a devil fruit. Or so the legend goes. But it seems Ragnir is no longer acting as guard for the fruit's power. It's finally made its choice. Interesting. Made its choice. So it wasn't just... Is it not just that Loki beat up Ragnir and so claimed the power? It's a concession on Ratatoskr's part. It chose Loki. And yes, that is sick. The lightning breath. Oh my gosh. Thrudheim. Man, that is like oh shoot. What was that big like death ball that freaking like Frieza style bomb blast that Enel wanted to do? I forget what he called it, but that's like that loaded into this dude's mouth. And yeah. So that is it. The Needhog. It was here. It was here all along. So Emu's been after it. Interesting. All right. Still not clear what exactly is, important per se about this devil fruit. Just the idea that it is big and powerful. But maybe there's more to it. I'm sure it's just another grudge thing. Like, apparently this was a devil fruit that belonged to someone who worked with Joy Boy, and so they just have a vested interest in it and a vendetta against anyone who would keep it from them. I think that's it. But that's the end of the chapter, and it says color, spread, and cover coming next chapter. So we should be getting another chapter next week, which means we should be streaming again on the 8th. There's just this tiny little bit of text right at the bottom. It says A Quirk of Fate. So, okay. That was a pretty cool chapter. I mean, I can only complain so much about a chapter that has a giant dragon that breathes lightning. This is also a chapter that has lots of action. It has some lore. Teaches you a bit about the past, about devil fruits, Zoans in particular. Some of the tension has been diffused. Like we're very like slowly, timidly approaching a resolution now that Summer's thorn powers have essentially been solved. They have a clear weakness. What's his name? Killingham. His devil fruit powers are getting like really rocked. Like, not as epic as initially advertised. Unless he enters the fray and starts fighting himself and shows that he's got some more going on. But these guys, they aren't looking so good. But I still feel like Emu has yet to really give his all in this fight, and that's gonna be the actual like final boss of this arc. Probably that's the only way I can think of this escalating. Because as it is right now, things are getting solved. The hostage situation is over. Summers isn't scary anymore. Killingham isn't scary anymore. The only one who's scary is the only ones who are scary are Gunko, as she is possessed by Emu, and the Dami Reversi Giants, which we're really gonna need to find a way to like turn them back to normal. Which is probably just going to involve, beating the crap out of Gunko or appealing to Gunko's humanity and trying to change her back to normal so that Emu cannot like influence her anymore. Maybe I don't know, find some way to get rid of the brand. Because that's what Shanks did, right? Shanks, I'm convinced that Shanks losing his left arm was absolutely planned at this point. That was where he had his creepy tattoo, and then got rid of it. So maybe that's the solution. It's not clear. She seems to have a deeper contract, though, so I don't know. But that'll do it for this chapter. And, still, Usopp's not really doing anything at all. The whole idea that Usopp was going to be the one to pick up like this and was barely an idea, really. It was just like a fan made artwork of Usopp with like a big epic hammer, because that's his thing, right? He has these big fake inflatable hammers that he uses to scare opponents into thinking that he's really strong. And so people thought he was going to get an actual giant hammer at some point as like the mark of his progress. The only way I see that coming down this way is if Loki like dies by the end of this arc, and then Ratatoskr goes with Usopp instead for whatever reason. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But yeah, that was actually a good chapter. Worth the wait for sure. The next thing I wanted to watch was another. Well, let me close some stuff first. Another Andy M. Lee video. So if I can just get everything in order here. Because I forgot to change the sound so that it pipes out through the headphones. The other thing was that, well, let me go ahead and pull it up first. The other thing is that I went back and watched my older streams where I watched Andy M. Lee videos, and they're pretty unwatchable. So I'm actually just gonna go ahead and like there's almost certainly not going to be a problem. I'm just going to go ahead and drop the audio filters, and then I'm also going to make the video more visible. There shouldn't be like any like really okay. I don't know. Maybe there's going to be some like copyrighted material here, so. I don't know. I feel like this visibility is going to be pretty okay. So let's fire this up.
Hey everyone, so today we're going to be ranking all the character designs from the Batman 2004 animated show.
I'm sorry, I haven't even given this video a proper introduction. So this is ranking every. Hold on a second. That's wrong. I don't like showing my bookmarks toolbar in case I have something bookmarked for like a later stream or video or whatever. So I want to fix that real quick. But yeah, this is ranking every The Batman character design from 2004 by Andy M. Lee. We're subbed to him because he makes lots of really cool superhero themed content. We're big fans of superheroes around here. We like partaking in superhero content, and so I decided I'd give this guy a good old little sub. And this was a video that I had meant to watch before, but we'll check it out now. 2004's The Batman was a cartoon that aired on like what was it, like WB Kids or Fox Kids or whatever it was called. Um, and I didn't really watch too much of it. That was kind of at a time when I was starting to get out of that kind of stuff. I mean, 2004. So this was right around the time that I was really starting to swing more towards consuming like internet content. I was watching a lot more YouTube, a lot more Screw Attack, a lot more Channel Awesome, that guy with the glasses.com, that kind of thing. Um, so wasn't too hot on this. I mean, I don't know. It didn't. It just also it just didn't grab me a lot, except for the character designs. The character designs were fire. They really cooked with these designs, and so this is a video that interests me very much. And it's pretty lengthy. It's 25 minutes, so let's go ahead and, well, before we get it fired up, I just want to remind everyone that Cross Age Productions is not about content piracy. We believe in supporting, our fellow entertainers. Cross Age Productions is about curation and critique, first and foremost. So if you guys would, please just go ahead and check out Andy Emily yourselves. Support the original creator and give him a little sub. That would be appreciated because this guy is really cool. And he is really, really close to getting 100,000 subscribers. I just noted. He's at 99.6 thousand subscribers. So if you guys could push that up just a little bit to 100K, that would be electric. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and fire this video up.
Hey everyone, so today we're going to be ranking...
I'm sorry. What is this? Why is there just a random standee of who even is this? Is that Ben Affleck? Why does he have a Ben Affleck standee? Excuse me for a second. Okay.
all the character designs from the Batman 2004 animated show, or not...
That was the one thing about the Batman that really spoiled me. Beyond the stories, just not really. Okay, so there were several things about it. One was that the stories just were not really all that gripping. Two was that when it came to just like dressed down like normal human designs, they always looked a little odd to me. They had like really small like craniums and big ass like Jay Leno chins or whatever. Another thing was that, I know it's rare coming from me, but I would say that it had too much action where pretty much every villain could throw hands with Batman, who is like a trained monk and like crazy cyber ninja. So that was a little weird. Even characters who really, really shouldn't, like the Penguin, like this fat weeble wobble looking dude knows capoeira. I don't know about that. Some characters were not born to throw hands. Some characters were born to be schemers, and that's the Penguin to me. So I don't know. It's just a little weird. And then the other thing was that was this that you see on screen right here. First off, that's just a really ugly Batman logo, I think. Like beyond like the little like light up thing in the middle. The profile is just like obnoxiously long and wide and straight. It just looks like the bat is T-posing to assert dominance. It doesn't really have an elegant profile whatsoever. But also it was just extremely toyetic. It was pushed so hard because that was like the key feature that linked all of the Batman merchandise. Was they all had this logo and it they all did that thing. They lit up in a rail pattern and they all made the distinctive the Batman sound effect. Breep breep, and that's apparently they thought that was going to absolutely sell kids on this show. If it had that logo and it did that and it made that sound, then that would just brainwash kids into begging their parents into spending thousands of dollars on the Batman merchandise. And can I just say how annoying it is that uh, it distinguishes itself by being called the Batman. So it can't just be. It is so inorganic. It can't just be the Batman. It has to be the Batman. So yeah, rant over. Let's watch this.
the most popular characters. And the reason why I'm not doing the original animated series is because, let's face it, who gives a fuck? All the character designs are pretty traditional and there's nothing interesting about them. But
Controversial. Very controversial. If we can just like get a slow mo,
gives a fuck? All the character designs
like let's get a really quick replay. Like, come on, dude. These designs are pretty fire. Like, that is the Mr. Freeze. As much as I love Mr. Freeze in The Batman, like, this is the guy. This is the guy right here. And Scarecrow didn't really take off until what was it called? Like, the New Adventures of Batman, where he was actually scary and he had, like, a noose around his neck and it was just freaking hardcore. This is not exactly, the most glowing depiction of female character designs, and Batman has though. The fact that their faces are very similar, the shapes of their faces and their heads and their bodies and their poses are very, very similar. Like, okay, I don't know about that. The Riddler. The Riddler. I feel like this Riddler was very much inspired by rumors of Robin Williams portraying the Riddler instead of Jim Carrey, because this feels very Robin Williams coded. And then there's Two-Face. Like, this is such a horrifying face. Like, this is really who I think of when I think of Two-Face. And then the Joker, like, is perfect. He's like actually factually perfect. Like, what could you possibly do to upgrade this look? It's just absolutely immaculate. And then this is a very iconic Batman. Um, Only thing is, the yellow. Not very becoming of someone who's supposed to have like weird, obscure Tibetan ninja training. I don't know about that. Uh, Batman with a lot of yellow or like lots of like bright blue. Like, this shows as blue, but it's actually just his black costume parts having a little sheen so that they stand out on a background. Like any given background, it's just basic visual language. But like super blue Batman with like bright neon yellow, that's not really my preferred Batman. And then let's see what else we got here.
traditional and there's nothing interesting.
Gordon doesn't. Something feels off about this Gordon. Maybe he's a little like underdressed, but I don't remember him being that lanky looking. That like that age when like old men just kind of deflate. And then Bane. Okay, Bane's just kind of whatever. But I mean, that's pretty iconic Alfred. That is like the most epic man bat ever. And I don't really remember Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul's looking like freaking Megamind right there. Pretty iconic penguin. And okay, so Poison Ivy's like pretty nothing right there, and then so is Robin. Robin looking kind of doughy, honestly. Okay, so all right, it's kind of hit and miss, but I mean, I'm not just gonna slam these character designs like Andy is.
Thing about them, but this show pretty divisive, I'd say. Lots of people are like, oh, why did they make the character look like this? Oh, they ruined it. Oh, the Batman animated series stuff. Shut the fuck up. So a lot of these villains and characters have a modern twist to them in their design, but it's not really modern anymore because this show started in 2004, which was actually 20 years ago. That's kind of crazy.
Wait. When did this video come out? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold.
I just want to show you me.
Sorry about that. You've heard me say that my grandma is with me right now. Uh, just until like the end of winter when things warm up. You know, she's a bit of a snowbird. She lives up north and it's really cold right now, so she's staying with me, and she doesn't always necessarily get that that when I'm doing my streaming thing, I would really like no interruptions whatsoever. Um, so whatever. Let's get back into it. Let's do this.
Makes me feel old, but whatever. I watched this as a kid, so I didn't really care. This show.
This. Hold on a second. All right, I need to. I can't focus on this right now. I need to like collect my thoughts. Okay, we're good.
Was awesome. Don't hate me, okay? Don't hate me. I'm just gonna be honest here, okay? So let's start with Batman. The character design is pretty sick, you know? What a great upgrade from the original Batman animated series.
Upgrade is almost exactly like identical. Only difference is that the Bat logo sucks. Like I don't get it. And he's got a triangle chin instead of a square one right now. That equals better. More points on the chin makes it better.
He just looks, I don't know, he just looks like a badass. And the way his cape just drapes
Like the other one did. I don't know, man. I don't know.
on the floor, like that was how I thought Batman should always look, but with
Yeah, with lots of tripping hazards around his feet at all times. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know. I don't think he cooked with this one.
when I saw other Batman media, I was like, why isn't this cape super long and just dragging behind him? Like, what the hell? Also, another thing I didn't really
It could possibly be because Batman doesn't want his own costume to be a liability in combat. It's long enough for him to like obscure his profile so that he's a little harder to hit in the dark, and he could also possibly use it to like ensnare enemies. But he's not going to make it so long that he gets caught up on his own cape. Okay,
make sense about this Batman's character design is
and also you just got to think, Batman works in Gotham City. Gotham City is filthy. You do not want a cape that drags the ground. You really don't. Not okay. Not unless it's like the type of cape that Batman has, where it turns into like a little mini glider, so he can do like a gentle descent from the rooftops. But even then, you want to design it a little better to where it doesn't just turn into a tripping hazard.
belt. Like, he didn't really have pouches. He had like these little pellet things, which always made me confused. Like, how is he carrying batarangs in there? Especially this Batman. He has big fat batarangs. I don't know how he's carrying, batarangs in those little thin little pencil pellets in there, and the shading, the blue shading over his cape and stuff. Oh my god, so sick. And the silhouette that he makes when he's in the night. I'm just glazing this Batman design. I'm sorry. It's just the one I grew up with. He just looks cool. All right, I'm gonna put Batman as.
Yeah, the one he grew up that trips me up sometimes. Hearing that people grew up with this, and I guess I still had growing up to do. 2004, I was like 13, but like, when you hear the phrase "you grew up with something," you think more of uh, like ages like 4 to 10, from when you can remember to the last time you were like truly innocent and impressionable.
Don't hate me. Don't hate me. Okay, next, let's talk about the Joker. Now, I know a lot of
The Joker in this cartoon is fire. His design is sick. He is so different from every other Joker. I love his long wild hair. I love his like crazy, almost like LS, like L from Death Note, like his fighting style that uses a lot of kicks. Very different voice, which I don't think anyone would ever expect. It's that one guy who's in like everything, like one of the most ubiquitous voice actors of all freaking time. Whose name I can never ever remember. Is it? Because there's two guys, right? And I get the I like, don't take this the wrong way. I get them mixed up all the time because they both have those perfect three names where you got to say the whole thing every time, first, middle, and last. And one is a black actor who's everywhere, the other is a black voice actor who's everywhere. So, not Michael Clark Duncan. Michael Clark Duncan is Kingpin. He's Green Mile dude. I've not watched that movie, by the way, so I don't know the name of his actual character. But like, what is the voice actor equivalent of that guy? I don't remember. I'll just look up the Batman 2004, and yeah, who played the Joker? It was come on. Bane, Black Mask. Why is Joker not first? Oh my gosh, they're alphabetical. Screw Kevin Michael Richardson. That guy. Just absolutely everywhere. He is the Joker. Bizarre choice, but I mean, it kind of works. Kind of. I don't know. But yeah, that's a pretty sick Joker design, I would say.
I don't like this Joker because, let's face it, he doesn't look like any other Joker that exists. His hair's long and he's freaking acrobatic in this show.
Yeah, okay, that's a better Joker design. His like modified straitjacket with the crazy purple swirls. I don't know about the yellow, but I mean, this is pretty sick.
Insane compared to all the other versions of Joker, because for some reason,
And the idea of a Joker who can actually throw hands or feet, in this case.
I don't even know how Joker can even withstand a 1-to-1 with Batman in any other
Pretty
adaptation of
exquisite.
mythos. Like, I feel like Joker doesn't really have any combat skills, right? The Batman.
Sometimes, I think sometimes people like to write a Joker who can fight, who's actually a little built, who can hold his own and not just immediately fold like an old wallet.
Should be able to immediately just beat the shit out of him and make his nose bleed within like 2 seconds. But yeah, I know Joker usually has like.
Jeez. Okay. Violence warning, I guess.
Batman, I don't think those are really going to be doing anything against them. Anyways, so Joker is very monkey-like. He's not very
Are you sure you want to be saying that when he's got a black voice actor? You would want to be careful about that? I don't know. I don't know.
How his general face looks, and how it's always just kind of slouching over. But to be honest, to me, I can't really see him as like the same Joker.
Especially since, as far as we know, this Joker could be black. Because, when you get your face doused by like horrible chemicals to where you just look like a clown, who knows what ethnicity you were before you got literally clowned.
the Joker, but it's still a really cool design, you know what I mean? I think it's overhated. I know on the Batman subreddit there's always, like every few months, oh, what do we think about this Joker design?
I'm sorry, but I feel it's one thing if you don't care for these character designs, that's whatever. But if you're the person who feels the need to absolutely dog on these designs online and just rip them to shreds, like it's like it's not that deep. This is just one more fleeting Batman adaptation out of dozens. So I don't know. This feels like the mindset of someone who just hates change. They want everything to be the same. They don't want anyone to like experiment with more wild out there character designs or characterizations or voice performances at all.
And it's a photo of this Joker from the Batman 2004 show, and
Uh,
it's like, wow, it's pretty, I think it looks pretty cool. So I'm gonna put Joker.
yeah, he's pretty sick.
We'll put him at a B.
No. Under. This video is going to make me upset. This video is going to make me upset already because he ranked the Batman design so high. He rated it at A. When to me it's just pretty whatever, more like a B or a C. And so almost anything that he rates under that is going to upset me right then and there.
I appreciate the willingness to innovate the design. You know what I mean? And I know some people are going to be like, well, actually, a character like the Joker, he doesn't require any innovation because his character design is pretty much perfect. Well, tell that to Mark Hamill, and his probably the most iconic interpretation of the character. Okay, like there had to be
That bothers me. The idea that because something like it makes sense on paper, right? If you say it like don't fix what ain't broke, you know, it's perfect already. Like that concept is so stifling to me. Like you could find a new perfect, you know? You could find a whole different kind of perfect. Um like you no matter how perfect something is, change is good. Variety is the spice of life. I love this design. That doesn't mean this. I want this to be the only Joker that I see for the rest of my life.
something. They can't just repeat whatever the fuck they did back then. All right, let's talk about Robin. So we're going to be talking about Dick Grayson Robin because I don't think.
Robin. Okay, this is like, oh man, this is a huge upgrade. If I can just say so myself, from the Batman Taz, where his outfit is very little boy coded, but he looks like a freaking grown man. This is way better, like way better. And the color choices, I think, are just a little more robust. Is it as good as Teen Titans Robin? Absolutely not. Nothing could ever be. That is the definitive Robin. But I mean, you know, a fair shake. I'll give this one a fair shake.
In the show, Dick Grayson Robin, he looks pretty similar to the Teen Titans animated show Robin, and
I don't know. Like obviously, I don't know. That's saying that they look the same because they're both Robin. Like I don't know. There are just way too many subtleties. Like look at the way this Robin just has like a single piece for his bottoms, whereas this one has like these big old stomping like death boots. His freaking heavy metal Gene Simmons boots. Or look at the way that their hair and head shape are just totally different. Like this guy's like I like his costume, but in terms of the silhouette he cuts, he's a bit of an alien. He's a bit of a Martian, a bit of a gray, I would say. Like he's got a big honking cranium. It's a little weird. I don't necessarily care for how Robin and this like reference sheet is a little slouchy. He's got a bit of a sloth neck going on. You know, not unlike yours truly, but I don't know. And the green that has like totally different green. This is more like an olive. This is like an emerald. Um, this one's got the green sleeves. This one, I don't know. It's a little hard to make out. The belts are different shapes. They're just really different. The only similarity is that they're both Robin. Okay, like they are similar in the most like basic sense of the fact that they're both Bob and Roy Wonder. Bob and Roy Wonder actually does kind of sound like a sick jazz artist or whatever. But yeah,
They weren't allowed to use Robin until that show finished. Warner Bros. Has some really weird TV rights things. Like, it's just super weird. It's like how Gotham wasn't allowed to use Joker in their show for some reason because they thought, oh, no, audiences will get confused between the Gotham TV show and Joaquin Phoenix or Suicide Squad's Jared Leto. Like, really? I don't think so. I don't think. Anyways, okay, so this Robin design, it's pretty sick. Nothing that special or.
yeah, it's not that out there, really. It's not experimental the way a lot of these other character designs are.
This design, I can't talk.
He's just kind of there.
The classic Dick Grayson costume, but it's a pretty good Robin costume overall. Like, I don't think anyone's gonna be mistaking this guy for fucking.
I don't like a Robin that shows a lot of leg. That feels a little weird.
Let's put him at a B. I'm thinking like B or C. There's not really any
C.
like, it doesn't
C.
in the Robin design. It's just Robin. So maybe I'll just
Come on.
C.
Okay, good.
I really like
Whew.
Robin character.
Crisis averted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing special about it, you know? Okay, let's go to. I'm just gonna jump all around this list that I compiled. Let's go to Killer Moth. Yeah, the most badass villain
Oh.
in history.
What?
This is like taken as a joke most times, but
Okay, evidence that I didn't actually watch the show that much is I'm not familiar with this dude.
Teen Titans Killer Moth to this Killer Moth. And I
What's with my man? I feel like we got a bit of like a role reversal here going on. Because let's think about this, right? Killer Moth and Teen Titans looks scary, played as a joke. Like he's got the scary voice, he's got the scary design, he's like relatively formidable. But then his whole bit is that he's got a bratty daughter that he coddles and has to placate at all times. And then the Batman, usually character designs are more serious and action oriented. I feel like these two Mothmen were swapped at birth or something. This is really more the guy we should have gotten in Teen Titans. And then the Batman could have, what I would consider to be the definitive Killer Moth. This is wow. Looking like Professor Chaos. Looking like a great flavored Professor Chaos.
different ranking, but let's just base it off what we have here. So what I'm seeing here, Killer Moth, he looks like a middle-aged guy who drank way
He looks like he could be a character in Venture Brothers.
been doing the same thing for the past 10 years. And he solely relies on Big Macs and frozen food for his dinner staples. So, yeah, I think I remember his voice being...
He's got the freaking hot rod handles on his head.
I might be just misremembering that, but I'm pretty sure he sounded like that.
Killer Moth! Heard the legendary Penguin was recruiting. I'm here to throw in.
Wow.
Listen,
Wow.
I get the intention behind, like, oh, his...
Spoilers for the future entries in the video, by the way. Right there.
I gotta put him... Wait a minute, I'm missing a ranking. Add a row below. Okay, we've added the E. I don't think I'm gonna put anyone in the E, but I just wanted to put that there just in case I change my mind. I'm gonna put Killer Moth at a D, just for the...
Really? I thought you were going to put him in E.
cool and interesting it looks. Is a D.
Because, wow.
It's kind of crazy how I've already...
Wow. Because think about the gap in quality between these two character designs. That doesn't track.
Apart from starting from Batman. Okay, let's get another hero out of the way. We'll go with Batgirl. So I know Batgirl. She was the first sidekick in the show before Robin. I honestly think
Batgirl. Okay.
Batgirl's usually meant to be older.
Alright, this is pretty slick.
Pretty cool. It's a different take on the Batman.
I honestly probably would have preferred it if there was no Robin in the Batman at all. So that, Robin and Teen Titans could stand alone. Like, you want to talk about brand confusion. There's these two different Robins pretty much existing at exactly the same time. Like, we're used to getting different versions of Batman, but different versions of Robin feels that coexist feels a little weird. Um, so having Batgirl as his sidekick would make the Batman stand out a bit more, I think.
Go was
But
really
okay.
good in the show, so and I really like the character design. It's a good mix of the classic and the new. Listen, it's a bit more memorable than the Robin costume, so I'm gonna put it
Yeah.
at B.
She also doesn't look like an alien, by the way.
Honestly, if that tier existed, I couldn't make that tier right now, but let's try to restrict ourselves in this video, okay? Okay, next, who should we go for? Okay, let's go for the ventriloquist and Scarface. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember a single episode.
You know what? This is okay.
Maybe when Batman fights all the villains together. I just don't think I saw an episode with them in it, but I do remember them.
This is, yeah. Because the one that I'm thinking of from the animated series, Taz, you know, as I've been calling it, because obviously this is an animated series. No, whatever. You know what I mean. He was more of like an old-fashioned gangster. This is more like a new gangster. I don't know. I feel like this is a little more distinct.
Scenes and stuff on YouTube.
I actually prefer this.
About the aesthetic and the design of them, they pretty much nailed it. I mean, it just looks like the ventriloquist and Scarface. I have nothing else to say since I don't really know how.
The design, by the way, can I just say this looks a lot like the Puppet Master in Teen Titans?
They act in the show. I'm just gonna assume they did a good job.
But then at the same time, the way he was animated, it almost made me think of, like, seeing him in motion made me think of a Boondocks character, like with the really big head.
I see, because like Robin, nothing too innovative or changing it or boosting them up. They stuck to with the original and they did a good job of interpreting those characters into this show. Alright, what
Well
else
said.
here? We have Harley Quinn. Now, I totally forgot Harley Quinn was even in the show.
Okay, this Harley Quinn is pretty cute.
Yeah, that's right. There was Harley Quinn.
I like how big her hat is in this.
New face of DC Comics. Listen, at the time, Harley Quinn was still.
Okay, hold on a second. We're not just gonna gloss over that like that didn't happen. We gotta size up all these different Harley Quinn designs. So these are all pretty big hits. There's not actually that big a difference between these two. This one is kind of whatever, just a worse version of these two. And then looking more like a Kill Bill character right here. Looking more like who was it? Was her name like Black Mamba or something like that? I can't remember. Or was that Uma Thurman's character? The one that shows up in the nurse costume that tries to like give her a lethal injection. And then this one, which I think is from Mortal Kombat vs. DC, is okay, I guess. This one's a little weird. Like, what is with the magician look? I don't know about that. This one's pretty good, though. Almost like an Alice in Wonderland kind of vibe. The dyed hair, I think, works really, really well. And then this one with some blue going on, that's really slick. This one's just kind of whatever. This feels like your Spirit Halloween Harlequin costume, or like not even just like trashy, half-hearted, like really lazy costume that like your teenage sister threw together for Halloween because she's got mom's making her take her kid brother out for trick or treats. Throw something together, call it Harley Quinn, whatever. And then there's this, which I like this jacket a lot, especially like the inner lining. But then her hair is just kind of its own thing.
Listen, at the time, Harley Quinn was still a really new character. Like, Harley Quinn was introduced in the Batman animated series, and there hadn't been much of her in other media. So I guess like there wasn't really
Animation error. There was a bit where she didn't have a nose.
in other media.
Yep. Run it back. No nose. No, she's looking like prototype Pomni right there.
The media. So I guess like there wasn't it, like how they could change up her outfit and what's the Harley Quinn aesthetic. Like the Harley Quinn aesthetic wasn't really established back then. So what this design is, it's basically this classic costume except with white eyes.
Here's what doesn't gel with me about this design. Like, again, love how big and goofy her hat is. I don't like the two-tone red. If they could have done, like what I was saying before with the Batman Taz thing, where the dark parts are have blue highlights on them, that would set this design off on like a whole other level. Almost to the point where I want to like throw this into Photoshop and just really quickly touch that up and see how that looks. But
I
whatever.
like the white eyes. It definitely fits more into this universe's aesthetic. Yeah,
Oh, dang. Do you see that?
white eyes. It definitely fits more into this
Dang, she got back.
universe's aesthetic. Yeah, it doesn't do anything different.
Joker knows what's up.
I think again at the time this was the safest way to go.
Yes.
It was a new character, relatively speaking, to the Batman history. So that's the best they could do. So I'm gonna put her at C. Oh, I just realized she only has like 2 of those jingle things, not 3. I think she usually has 3. All right, let's go Man Bat.
Okay, that's fine.
Man Bat.
Okay, all right. That's a pretty sick man bat right there.
I love the
He's really
fur design. Like
yeah. That's the way he looks like super sickly and gnarly and nasty. Like okay, I gotta give it up here.
I don't know why more interpretations of Man Bat don't go with the design, but he looks sick. Like he looks like a monster, like something you do not want to find in Gotham.
Yeah, that's really exquisite.
He is skipping out on leg day. A lot of these characters are. Okay, a lot of them are skipping out on leg day.
Well, of course he's skipping out on leg day. He's freaking man bats. His arms, that's like his whole thing. Well, that and the ears, but the arms, like he's got wings. Of course, his forward facing appendages are going to overshadow his legs.
Like pale.
Like, what do you expect?
I love it. I think.
And that's just like a classic creature design cue, I think, where even if it's supposed to be a bat or a wolf or whatever, they're always going to go into like a bit of like a gorilla style knuckle dragging pose because gorillas are seen as like one step below humans, like human enough to express noticeable intellect in their behavior and also just be kind of human like in general with their profile, but still animal enough that they kind of come off as uncanny, like a very like bestial human. So that is absolutely going to be a thing. So of course he's going to have like the smaller legs and the longer arms so he can get into that gorilla style pose.
They nailed this design. I think they knocked it out of the park. I do remember what the Man Bat from the animated series looks like, the original animated series, and it's okay. But this is feral. And
Also, just like this body type that features in animation so much strikes a good balance between making a character look strong yet sickly at the same time with like how unbalanced their silhouette is.
awesome. I'm putting this at an S. S tier. S tier. It's coming.
You know what?
All right,
Yeah, deserved.
face here. Okay, so this is.
But I don't know, man. I don't know. That's just kind of whatever. I mean, the irony of like rating Clayface's character design when his whole thing is shape shifting, but like, yeah, as far as his default form goes, this I do like that they played more with the shape of his eyes to make him look like extra weird and misshapen, with like the extra jerpy bits going between his arms and his torso. But that just kind of makes him look more like a mummy. Old Clayface, I thought, was way more striking. And he's also just really hard to top. Like, I know this is about character designs, like the visual design, but it's really hard to top Ron Perlman as Clayface, I think.
Ethan something. He was the cop who got turned into Clayface, and they really built up the story with the cop and before he turned into Clayface, which I appreciate. And this Clayface design, so it's not Carlo based Basil Carl. I don't know. What the fuck? Whatever the popular Clayface's name is.
That, by the way, the animation absolutely freaking mind blowing. It's very it's got to be from the same studio that went on to do uh, Scooby Doo on Zombie Island. That just feels so Zombie Island coded. Like, think about the cat people like decaying or the zombies or whatever. Think about the way that their flesh would deform. Like, I get a lot of that in that episode with Clayface.
It's the Ethan something, and this Ethan Clayface. Wow, sick design, dude. I find Clayface to be
Maybe that's just not a flattering picture.
Clayface where he doesn't have a neck, like he just goes from head to shoulders like a fucking trapezium. Let's get rid of that, okay? Like unless he's a giant, let's not do that.
He's also got like the nasty like ball sack jowls.
Like a villain. I don't know how else to say it. It looks like he's wearing like robes on himself, and there's just like streaks of clay going. Oh my god, so sick. I don't know.
See, I wasn't entirely into that. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Version of Clayface, because you know, as I said, Clayface is usually like this chunky boy, but this is a slim, evil-looking Clayface, which I love. I want to put him in S tier.
Okay, like, let's calm down for a second. There's no way he's in the same league as Man-Bat. Oh, really? Oh my gosh.
So let's see if anyone else will be joining the S tier. Let's talk about Riddler. Oh boy. Okay.
This is a pretty sick Riddler. Like, this is one where experimentation, I think, absolutely succeeded. I like how this one is really pale and creepy with long dark hair. Very like Chris Angel or Keanu Reeves or something. He's got more of a dark mystique to him. Not super loud and flashy like, let's say, Jim Carrey's Riddler. Yeah, I dig it. And I like how he uses his hook cane more for combat.
What the fuck happened to Riddler here?
A more action-oriented Riddler, I think. I think that works. I think that's okay. Although, I don't know. If you're going to have Joker and Riddler, I think it would be good to pick one of these two characters that are more like psychological in their modus operandi, and pick one of them to be a good fighter and the other to be like a frail, weak little chump. Don't make them both formidable fighters.
Basically very different from any other Riddler we've seen. I can't recall a single interpretation of Riddler.
He's really cool. He kind of looks like Spoonie. He looks like Noah Antweiler. He looks like this Riddler is to Noah Antweiler as Melvin, brother of the Joker, is to Doug Walker.
Nowhere near the classic version. It's nowhere near the modern version we see.
Yep.
But that
Bruh. That design bites. I hate that design. He looks so stupid. Like, he looks so stupid. Like, I can't even really put into word what, just like barely trying. That's what I get from that, is someone who just barely tried.
man, yeah, I don't know what's happening here. Took way too much inspiration from Marilyn Manson. They did not cook on this design. Like,
Wait, what was that?
inspiration from Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson said no to voicing Gothra. He was approached. Dude, that would have been so sick. Oh my gosh.
They did not cook on this design. Like, I get it. It does fit into the aesthetic of the show. But Riddler's meant to be, like, he's meant to be neat and efficient. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean they didn't cook? This is sick. I mean, I don't necessarily get what's going on with, like, his arms or whatever. I would have preferred just, like, more like regular sleeves. You can't get rid of it altogether because then he would look like way too effeminate. Effeminate? Whatever.
He's a psycho in reality. Like, that's what he is. He's a smart guy, but he's also a psycho. This does not give psycho. This gives I was in a rock band.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But then I took this stuff and I beat people with it. So, I of that's the aesthetic we're trying to go for, but I feel like this design is very 2000s. You know what I mean? Like it's very 2000s.
I don't know. I feel like this exact design would fly like an eagle right here and now. If they dropped this as the design for Riddler and like the latest Batman, especially since the latest Batman was literally called the Batman, it would have blown up.
Actually, I really like this long hair design. I don't care. Let's put him at. When you look at these other character designs.
He put it in the same rank as Killer Moth. Just, just, just look at that. Just appreciate that. And how horrible that is. Bro, I'm about to put you in D rank. Like, come on, man. I liked his other videos, but this, it's just like one L take after another. Like Man Bat is okay. Joker and Batgirl are okay. Ventriloquist and Harlequin and Robin, they're okay. Like Batman up here and Riddler down here, super not okay. Clayface all the way up here, not okay. Joker underneath Batman, not okay. This is like a really hit and miss assessment. And we still haven't gotten to what I consider to be like the absolute biggest bangers.
Like they can cook, and I think if they could have spent a bit more time to, you know, come up with a Riddler design that was as cool as some of these other ones. You know what I'm saying? All right, next we've got Bane. I know a lot.
Bane. Bane is absolutely sick in this show. I love the way that he's got the segmented costume. That when he's just regular bro, it completely conceals his appearance. And then when he gets the venom going, his increased musculature forces the plates apart and forms this more like really out there and dynamic design. It's a great transformation and it's a great 2-stage character design.
This is also one of the ones that get posted.
Absolutely cooked.
What do you guys think of this character design for Bane from this show? And then everyone's fucking roasting it and everything.
He's freaking perfect compared to like how like really generic he was in Batman Taz, where he is just a luchador with a garden hose in the back of his neck. Like, that's not a vibe. This is a vibe.
Bane episode was one of the first episodes of the show I saw it, like as a kid. So
Yeah, with the super cool like Bat Exo suit, by the way, which is freaking sick.
design will always be in my heart. Now, obviously, when you compare this Bane to other Banes,
Hold on a sec. I gotta look at this. Okay, so. Okay, that's a cool Bane. I wish I could blow this up. But I'm worried about like OBS crashing because it's been doing that when I try to drag and drop stuff. This Bane is cool. And obviously, this is sick. I mean, this is what we're talking about. This Bane is absolutely awful. Dark Knight Rises sucks like a vortex. Not familiar with this Bane. That looks like it's probably Brave and the Bold. This is an okay Bane. This is a pretty whatever, honestly, pretty undercooked Bane. This is okay. And then, what is this? What is this, like, fart huffer Bane? Like, that is... No, that's not it. That is not even kind of it. I don't know. I don't know. That is... Wow.
design holds a special place in my heart, but it's time to tear down the walls and see it for what it really is. And let's get this out of the way as well. Before he turns on the Venom, that's a sick design, okay?
Yep, this is it. This is it. This is what he looks like when he doesn't have the Venom going. Look how eerie he is, man.
Like, dude, if I didn't know that was Bane, like, that's just a very sick character design. But this Bane, like, after his Venomized, I'm looking at it now, I'm like, that Red Hulk?
The only conceivable complaint I can think of is that maybe he's a bit too sci-fi. Like, Bane, as I understand him, is a brawler with a gimmick and maybe some brains to where he can cook up some of his own schemes. Also, can we just appreciate the fact that Batman and Robin's Bane was not even featured um, in that list at all? I mean, if he's not good enough to be featured on the poster, which has every other like super character on it, then that tells you a lot about how arse that Bane is. Yeah, this is like this is like does anyone remember Spider-Man Unlimited, where it was like Spider-Man, but in the future, but also not Spider-Man 2099? Because I think there was some sort of weird licensing thing going on, like weird IP issues internally at Marvel. This is like that. Like he is really sci-fi'd up, and I think maybe that would put people off. But for the most part, I think it's pretty sick. I like it a lot. One of my favorite Banes.
What's going on here? And the way his teeth just show through as well, like, how does that even make sense? I don't know. He just looks like a monster. They've ditched all the luchador aesthetics of the guy, like Tom Hardy's Bane did, but just in a really weird way. I do like the.
I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to him not being a luchador. We've experimented with that plenty of times. It's just if you're gonna ditch the luchador thing, you gotta bring something that is like as aesthetically stimulating, if not more so. Don't put a metal face hugger on a guy that feeds him morphine all the time, and then he just talks like an absolute goofball.
Color aesthetic there, I can fuck with that, but yeah, man, I don't know. It's not very Bane.
Black, red, and yellow. That's hard to mess with, man.
Dish the intelligence of him as well. Like he's a very calm and collected guy before he's venomized, but they don't really show much more of that Bane side of him. Also, skipping leg day. I think all the big characters in this show skip leg day, so especially Bane.
The one thing they maybe could have done is make the venom more green so that it's closer to the color that people associate with like all things venomous or poisonous. That might have worked a little better. As it is, it kind of looks like piss, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know. They just kind of reduced him to like a hulking figure who just yells and roars and stuff.
If it were me, I would probably put him in B at the very least. S at the highest. Yeah, it would probably be A. Love it overall, but has like little things about it that
I appreciate the attempt to
aren't like
change it up a bit.
totally awesome.
For the swing, and they nicked it. Okay, they didn't hit it out of the park.
But then this is Andy Emily, where like everything about his assessment of these character designs feels backwards, so he's probably gonna put him in C.
They tried. Let's say that. So I'm gonna give Bane, and since this is my personal ranking, I'm gonna include the fondness I have for this design, and I'll put him at a C. Like usually,
Called
I
it.
think I would put him at a D if it
Call
was.
it totally a C.
But I'm only human, guys. I'm just a boy. So the reason why I put the Justice League all together instead of making them all individual characters is, first of all, that'll make this video like half an hour long, which I'm not interested in editing.
It's already half an hour long, bro. It's 25 minutes and 25 seconds.
And second of all, none of them are really that.
Yeah, I had a hard time. Like at a distance, I couldn't even tell that these were not just regular DC animated universe versions of these characters. They're specifically the Batman versions of these characters. Like Flash is just Flash, like whatever, and Green Lantern is just it's just Hal Jordan Green Lantern. Martian Manhunter is just Martian Manhunter. Arrow is just Arrow. And then Superman, he's got a bit more of the thing where the cape is draped over the shoulders, which it would be cool if it wasn't Superman. Because Superman's whole thing is that he's like super strong. So you want to show off his muscles. And then Hawkman is Hawkman. His design has always been kind of whatever. I don't know what it is about aliens in DC where they feel like they gotta show off a lot of skin, but it's whatever. Um, I don't remember exactly what um, DCAU's Martian Manhunter like bottom wear was like, but the little exercise shorts. I don't know. I feel like we probably should have swapped those out for something else.
Like original, I guess. They all kind of stick to their original design. So I'm like, what do I have to say about these guys except they did a fine job of adapting the heroes, I guess. I know Martian Manhunter has like
Uh,
or something.
and then of course there's Batman pottering his orb.
I like how his cape kind of flows over his shoulders. It gives him more of a dynamic silhouette. But also, one thing I did not like about this Justice League, this has nothing to do with the character designs. I'm just rambling now. This Justice League did not have any women. Well, why? Where's Wonder Woman? Where's
Yeah, you're really missing that sex appeal. I gotta say.
Maybe you should start with them before having this sausage fest of a Justice League. Where's Hawkgirl? Why do we have Hawkman? No one cares about Hawkman. I'm sorry. Also, get some racial diversity up in here. Jesus Christ, where's Jon Stewart? Well, I guess they had to kind of differentiate themselves from the other Justice League show. But still, I'm gonna put this.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of C rankings, but hopefully
Well, I mean, they've got 2 aliens. That's like super diversity.
by the end of this video, the rankings kind of.
And Superman. I don't know why I forgot that Superman's an alien too.
Next,
Well, obviously he doesn't look like one.
we have
Whatever.
Killer Croc. Listen, Killer Croc.
I was not even aware that Killer Croc was in this cartoon. He just looks like a big dragon man. And hey, I get it. Dragons are cool, but like I get nothing from this design. It does not communicate any sort of character to me. He's just kind of there. And that's probably like one of the biggest offenses you could possibly commit in terms of character design. Is not actually conveying anything about the character in their design whatsoever. This guy feels really generic. I will not be surprised if this is his first E rank. But then again, it's Andy ranking the Batman character designs, so he's probably gonna put him in S for no reason.
A big fan of his design. God damn, he looks like a badass because I really
See?
this design over just like the big, tall, bold guy.
No, this Killer Croc rules. Like I like how freaky he looks in this. Like he's pretty unsettling with like the weird bumps on his skin and the horribly deformed face. Like this is the successful realization of the idea that was behind the Amazing Spider-Man movies, The Lizard, I think.
And I also really like the scar that he has. But as I grew up, I kind of realized that this isn't really the traditional Killer Croc look because this design is more of like the Spider-Man's lizard. Killer Croc is
Exactly. Well, except for the like black vest. I don't know about that.
looks better like the whole dinosaur aesthetic. However, that does not stop me from
Bruh, I know you're a reptile now, and reptiles they just like have a natural biological function where they tuck their stuff in. But I would still feel more comfortable if you put pants on. Like you are not an actual crocodile. Calm down.
appreciating this design and the whole aesthetic.
Wait, I do not feel comfortable watching this guy rock out with his croc out.
Character of him in the show. But again, like I said, it doesn't really make sense for him to grow a snout and look like a full fucking dinosaur if it's just a skin condition. Which, yeah, that was...
Yeah, dinosaur man, and he has like a tail.
I love how it goes all out with the craziness. Like it doesn't try to stay grounded and realistic like fucking Cape Crusader or whatever. This show is like, let's fucking just...
Wait, what was that?
grounded and realistic.
Caped Crusader? What is that? What a... Oh my gosh, Batman. Okay, so I guess this is more in line with like really old school Batman with like his old Spat logo. And like, but, we stopped doing certain things for a reason. And one of those things is Batman's ridiculous freaking antenna, like bat ears that reach up to the freaking sky. They bump into the tops of every door he tries to walk through. No, thank you, please.
Like, let's fucking just go for the fences, you know what I'm saying? I nailed some of these, and I really like Killer Croc's design, so you know where I'm gonna put him? Hey, don't hate me. I know.
Okay, all right. You had me really worried. You had me really worried for a second because I was joking when I said he was going to put him in S rank for no reason. This is still really bad. Like, why in the world is this Killer Croc rated over this Joker or this Bane or this Riddler? Especially this Riddler. Still don't know why he's in D. That is D for ridiculous. But whatever. At least it wasn't S rank. At least.
My reasoning is gonna conflict with one another, and I'm hypocritical in some placements of these characters. But let's stick it out, okay? Just like if you hear what I'm saying, it makes sense, right? Right. Okay, let's go with Catwoman. So Catwoman.
This is a pretty. I remember her design looking better than this. I don't know. It might be a bit of a rose tinted glasses situation. I like her goggles. That's cool. And I like her suit with like the big collar. That's also cool. I like how this is like a weird, really unconventional mashup of colors with maroon, lavender, black, and then amber goggles. The one thing I don't dig on are the very not cat-like at all ears. Those look more like bat ears. I don't know.
Design is fucking awesome. I think this is one of the best Catwoman designs we've had in the animated form, to be honest. Like, better than
I would probably put this at a B. Probably. So him, he's probably gonna put it at A.
the original animated series, better than, I don't know, the Cape Crusader.
Okay, yeah, that was pretty whatever. That is more like old school, like 1960s Adam West cat girl.
Like, this design is sleek, it's modern, she looks awesome. Great silhouette as well, and I love the big ears. It's
Obviously, Michelle Pfeiffer will always be the best Catwoman.
it's just simple and stripped down. It's not over
Even though I'm pretty sure she had to bathe herself in KY jelly in order to slip into that ridiculous costume.
complicated. You don't have to give a fucking belts and shit everywhere. I don't know. It just looks great. Am I crazy? And I love the goggles, how they fit, and how they kind of just the silhouette just goes into the ears. Oh, how awesome! They kind of nailed this. That's A.
Worst Catwoman though. Besides Halle Berry, obviously, with like the giant freaking mega mind and like her costume's totally torn. Okay, so second worst Catwoman, probably gonna be Dark Knight Rises. If you can't tell by now, really don't like that movie. They thought they cooked with the whole her goggles like flap up and form like little cat ears or whatever, but that was them trying to do a comic book character realistically and just taking it too far.
Catwoman. Okay, let's talk about Hugo Strange.
Like if you were really that scared of making a Catwoman, just don't even like put it in the movie straight up. Okay, Hugo Strange. I am honestly tempted to skip past this part of the video.
What did they do to my boy Hugo Strange? My God, he looks like a bucket of ice cream that's just been
Like, it's really hard for me to have an opinion on this character. To me, it's just kind of whatever. I don't even remember.
psycho scientist guy, so
I don't remember any version of Hugo Strange ever. So, just like whatever. Do what you want with him. I don't care.
Please unsubscribe. Okay, so Hugo Strange, I'm gonna put it's either between a C or D. Now I don't think they did anything wrong with this design, and you know Hugo Strange isn't meant to be some
Yeah, it's whatever.
costumes and powers and shit. So I can see why they didn't make him with like glowing lines and like a mech suit or whatever. I think I'm gonna put Hugo Strange in terms of all the other character designs.
Go ahead and put him in D. Just so C isn't overstuffed.
Let's put him at a D. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go with Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy. They obviously went for a young.
That's an okay Poison Ivy. I like it. I like her, like, curly hair. She almost looks like she could be a Psychonauts character, honestly. And I like how this is also... This looks more like a more petite, dainty, almost pixie-like Poison Ivy.
version of her. It's pretty
With
The one thing that stands out to me is the
a more exaggerated head-to-body ratio.
Princess Leia hair for some reason. She looks like a fucking hammerhead shark. And I think she was part of Batgirl's origin
Well, I'm pretty sure her hair is supposed to kind of evoke the look of roses.
She's like Batgirl's nemesis in the show. I don't really have much to say about this design. It's pretty stripped down and simple. Although I do question the decision to make her, I think she's like a teenager, like to make her a teenager when the character is traditionally just like always just kissing people to mind control them. Like, is that problematic? I don't think I want to see a teen kiss 40-year-old policeman to mind control them. That doesn't sound great. Anyways, that's unrelated to the character design. Okay, I'm gonna put Poison Ivy at a C.
Really? I really saw her as at least a B.
You know, they did a good job of adapting her, and it's.
I don't know. Again, putting that like right next to Bane, and then putting both of those under the. I keep going back to it.
Okay, Penguin. I think this is also.
Penguin. This is. No, I don't know that they cooked with this one. I don't like the idea of a younger Penguin. The fact that he still has color in his hair. The fact that, as previously discussed, he's an actual fighter. No, thank you.
Adaptation of the traditional Penguin look, and especially if you've seen the show.
And as even though I've loved a lot of the like really out there character designs that are in the Batman, the giant top hat maybe going a little too far. Maybe belongs more in like an Alice in Wonderland cartoon.
Pretty much fits his aesthetic, you know? I mean, not his aesthetic, his character. His aesthetic fits the character. Also, I'm pretty sure this penguin can fucking fight in the show, if I remember correctly. And he has like those two goons, like those two women who has like sharp thingies. I'm like digging.
Those were okay. I liked his like twin minion secretary like characters. Those were fine. Have that be his thing. Have that be how he fights. Is those characters are just always waiting in the wings.
To remember this, by the way. Yeah.
Pun somewhat intended.
To change him too much, like make him skinny or tall just to be original. Like I'm glad they, you know, stuck with the aesthetic of the traditional character because you know his nickname is the Penguin. Okay, he's got the big nose, he's got the hat, he's got the tuxedo.
That's a poffin, bro.
That's all you need.
That's a poffin. That's not a penguin.
Representation of him here. I'm gonna put Penguin.
Poffin, puffin,
Tempted to put him at
puffin,
D for some reason.
puffin.
Following my logic,
Whatever.
like my entire tier list so far, he would be a C. But I feel like I just put.
I don't know. He's just kind of whatever. I don't really care what tier he's in.
Can't break away, even though I've broken away from my rules plenty of times during this video. Is a C. Now,
Really should have put Bane in A and Poison Ivy in B. So that way, like, one, I think that's just true, and two, like, C rank is getting really overstuffed compared to these other ranks.
we are slowly making a penis shape out of this tier list. So we're down to the final three. So Firefly. You guys have to understand.
Firefly, never ever heard of this character ever. I think he actually, you know, it's weird. Doesn't this character with almost this exact same design feature in the Ultimate Spider-Man video game? And yet, here's another very similar character with a very similar design in a DC cartoon. I don't know. Also, never heard of Firefly beyond the Batman. This is an actual character. Have we ever seen this character before or since? Like, I don't know. All I know is that this design is absolutely freaking sick. One of the best. I dig absolutely everything about it. It has no flaws, and it deserves to be an S rank. Straight up.
In this show. Wow. Talk about a makeover. Jesus Christ. If you've seen what Firefly's
Oh my gosh. He actually was in the animated series. That's the old Firefly? Bruh. They did not cook.
meant to look like, dude, you wouldn't even think
He had a lightsaber? What the?
same character. Look at this design. Like that is what Firefly should always look like. Okay? I don't want to
Yeah.
hear it. This is the definitive Firefly. Oh my god. Everything about the aesthetic is just
Yeah.
so
That is
fun.
exquisite.
This is an E for no, I'm kidding. This is an S tier for sure. Let's just get that out of the way. And the way he
Finally, we are on the same page around here.
whenever he zips through the city. Dude, I'm about to bust. I'm full glazing this character design. Alright, yeah. Nothing else to say. Really badass look. If anyone disagrees with me on this, I'm blocking you from the channel, okay? This is an S tier. Actually, look.
Yeah. That and Man-Bat, like, we're on the same page.
Looking at the tier I have now, I might...
I think those are the only two where I have actually, like, agreed with him. This is rough.
Play face down to an A. Nah, we'll keep him up. Black Mask, what a solid look. He looks sharp. He looks like what a gangster should look like. And if I remember correctly, this show was the first show to have Black Mask in a white suit. Because before this specific character design, they used to just have him wearing any other suit. But ever since they did...
Nah, dude. Nah, this is it. Because it just makes sense. His whole thing is that he's got like a black skull face. Why would you not dress him in white to create that contrast? And yeah, he looks pretty freaking cool. Even cooler than the version I'm thinking of. Like my introduction to this character was Under the Red Hood. This is probably even better. Like this guy has aura.
Media start doing it as well. So listen, that in itself, that's an extra boost from the typical C grade or whatever. I just think they did a great job with this design. I think his design here looks better than Under the Red Hood. The Under the Red Hood one looks kind of ugly. This looks badass.
I don't know. I think it's fine.
As well, made out from his suit. Yeah, he just looks like a badass gangster. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think they nailed the Black Mask aesthetic. I'm gonna give Black Mask a B, above the average, because they established the white suit look, which...
Okay, so at least not a C. But this, I don't know. I feel like this really should have been an A. Oh.
It's perfection. I don't know how before this they were doing like blue or black or grey suits with a black mask. That would not be as iconic as the white suit in a black mask. And now, probably one of the most memorable character designs from the show, Mr. Freeze.
Of course he was saving this guy for last. Because, like, no pun intended, this is the actual factual coldest character design. He looks absolutely amazing. That is like, wow. Absolutely genius, award-winning character design. So freaking exquisite. Like, everything about it is perfect. There are no flaws. How could he not be an S rank? Like, if this guy, if he doesn't give the Batman's Mr. Freeze an S rank, I am unsubscribing live on stream, straight up.
Victor Freeze or Victor Fries, whatever the fuck, however you want to pronounce it. Wow, this Mr. Freeze, right? I know a lot of people have problems with it. How he doesn't use the gun, and he doesn't have the dome on his head. He just has like this ice shard thing, which, by the way, wouldn't even make any sense.
Come on, dude. Do me right.
Or even move if his head is just frozen or whatever.
Do me right.
This Mr. Freeze design is 10 out of 10. In fact, no, it's an 11 out of 10.
Thank you.
Mr. Freeze, as always,
Thank you.
best character. You can't deny that, but somehow this show made his design even more badass. The red eyes simply pull it all together. You know what I'm saying? You have the black, you have the light blue, and then
Man.
oh my god. I'm about to cry from how beautiful this design is. Okay, but seriously, let's look at this design and let's just appreciate it for what it is, because this is the most badass Mr. Freeze look in any Batman media ever. Maybe
Yeah.
the Arkham games look pretty cool, but this... Woo-wee. And listen, about the whole gun thing, I don't care. I don't care if he doesn't have a gun. He shoots it out of his fucking hands. You think a gun...
Yeah, I don't care. A freeze gun, I think, is more essential to Captain Cold's character design. Like, I would want Captain Cold to always use a freeze gun. Mr. Freeze just having, like, straight up, like, water bending style, I'm gonna shoot ice out of my hands, that's fine.
Okay, Captain Cold, leave me and my Mr. Freeze from the Batman to...
Of course. Of course he says Captain Cold right after I do.
Rays out of his hands, stick to Captain Cold. It's just that simple. Damn, I just can't stop looking at that design. Especially, oh my god, the black and the light blue.
Yeah.
S tier, again, let's move him up. That's the whole list I have. And I know there's other villains, like I said in the beginning of this video. Like,
Okay, thank goodness.
every
Narrowly avoided having to unsubscribe. Who?
whatever.
Whatever.
Talo from Superman. But you know what? I think I covered a pretty good range today. And I think, not to be biased or anything, this is a pretty good ranking.
No, dude, no. Like sometimes you got it right. Like when when the peak was just so in your face that it was completely unavoidable. Like I don't think anyone would fail to rank Firefly and Mister Freeze in S. And Man Bat 2, that was cool, but almost every other, and he added an E tier for no reason. By the way, he never actually used it. Um, Everything else was just like way off to the point that I don't even feel at peace unless I could find the same tier list in Tier List Maker and just do it myself. Like, please tell me I can find this. The Batman character design, please. Da, 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 da. Where is it? Please let me find it. Batman voices. Come on, bro. Really? It's not here? Um, it's not here. And I really don't feel like making my own tier list. Um, what if I looked up like Batman 2004? What if I just looked that up? Huh? Every episode of the Batman 2004. I mean, okay, hold on a second. Maybe. I think we might have found something. Let me look at this. Okay, not every episode. But okay, no, not that either. Okay, this is it. And if I can just like is there a better way to do fine. We'll do it like this for now. But yeah, this is what I was able to find. I was able to find the Batman all characters tier list maker. So if I could just Catwoman B, Joker A, I think this is Clayface. No, this is Scarecrow. Superman C, Killer Croc, Killer Croc F. Hawkman is just like whatever. Okay, I'll put him in D. Batgirl A. Mr. Freeze S. Yeah, just spitballing this, whatever. What's her name? Plant Girl, whatever. Plantula. Poison Ivy. A. Robin. Robin D. The Batman C. Hugo Strange is like whatever. I actually think he's okay, so like a B. I don't have any expectations for his design. Riddler A. Green Lantern D. Like a lot of these are just like designs they didn't really experiment enough with, like Martian Manhunter. Clayface. He's also going to be a D. Bane. I'm going to go ahead and put him at A. He's not, no way is he as good as Mr. Freeze. Let's see who else is here. Like a lot of characters that weren't in his list. So like Harley Quinn, she's gonna be like a C. Uh, Flash is D, obviously. Just it's the same old dude. Black Mask is A. Firefly is S. Man Bat is S. Gangster and the ventriloquist is what it's called. That's going to be, well, I mean, they got them split up for some reason, even though they're both the same character and character design. But B, and let's see, Green Arrow, just again D, just not really doing anything with them. Penguin, um, also probably going to be a D, and then just everybody else, just like whatever. A lot of these characters I don't even remember at all. Apparently, Joseph Stalin appears in the Batman. I guess, but like a lot of these other clowns, I really, really don't recognize. He didn't include the Scarecrow. I mean, I can't really make out too much of his design just from this or the little clips I saw, but I guess he's okay. I'll put him in C. That looks like an okay Solomon Grundy, so I guess I'll put him in B. It's an okay Metallo, so I guess I'll put him in B. Freaking egghead looking Zorthon. I don't remember his name, but whatever. He looks ridiculous. He's like a D. And I don't know what looks like Splinter from TMNT. I guess the Batman Who Laughs. I'm sure that's not actually what that character is, but whatever. What looks like Lex Luthor. Nightwing looks like kind of whatever. I don't know. I guess I'll put him at like a. I'm actually not a big fan of him, so I'll put him in D. Kind of tempted to rate him even lower than that. A bunch of characters I don't know. Obviously, Killer Moth is F. I didn't even notice him there. That looks like the commish. It's kind of weird seeing him younger where he still has some color in his hair. I actually don't like that, so like D again. This guy looks like he's from the freaking Zeta Project. What looks like Coop from Megas XLR. Bunch more characters I don't recognize. Whatever. This is fine. I'm fine with this. But yeah. That's it for that. So the last thing I wanted to do, actually keep it here. Because the last thing I wanted to do was play just, I don't know, a little bit of Bloons Tower Defense. The stream is actually longer than expected. So before we just crack into it, though, apparently there's been an update recently. Recently, it's been like a month. And I haven't picked up on it because I've actually been hit with a serious case of B2B6 burnout, where I've played it almost none whatsoever in a very long time. So I want to see what is going on with version 53 according to this Balloon Cyclopedia entry. Because if you look at this and then you click on this, it says to go to the Reddit for the full update notes, and Reddit is literally the worst website ever. I absolutely hate it. It is like the most user unfriendly thing I have ever seen, with a user interface that makes me want to cack. So I'll just go ahead and stick with Balloon Cyclopedia. So apparently there's new quests I don't care about, new cosmetic items I don't care about, a new costume for a hero that I don't use, a new map, which, okay, you know what? I'll probably play around with that map. That's probably what I'm going to do. And then what else? General changes. Tower menu now has an extra panel detailing extra performance information. Interesting. Hero pets, I don't use them. Descriptions of don't care. Rounds 101 to 120. Cash per pop modifier increased from 5% to 8%. Which, by the way, I don't even understand how cash modifiers work, like, at all. Because the whole idea is that for each balloon you pop, you get $1, right? So there's no cents. There's no, like, tenths or hundredths place. So how does it work when you break it down to that level? Does that just mean that you get $1 for every, like, uh, for every 8 out of 100 balloons that you pop? Is that how that works? I don't know. Rounds 121 through 140, more of that. Damage type. Normal and acid are no longer the same damage type. What is the relevance of that? What in this game doesn't care about acid? No difference for regular gameplay, but in Frontier Legends, acid attacks now cannot damage glass balloons. Okay, that makes sense. The following attacks now have the acid damage type. Alchemist, no duh. More alchemists, more glue gunners. Pretty common sense. Sandbox players can now use powers they own for free. That's probably the way it should be. Wow. So, wow. Okay. Projectiles should no longer bounce off map borders? That's a bug fix? What? Does that not sound like Spike-a-Pulse and Juggernauts are now worthless? If map borders no longer count as surfaces that spike balls can bounce off of, like, in a lot of cases, it'll just be a gutter ball. They'll just sail off and do nothing. Thanks a lot. I'll have to test that for real to see what's up with that, but okay. Knockback decreased. Knockback decreased. Attack cooldown decreased. A lot of granular stuff that I'm not really paying too much attention to. Bionic Boomerang that I almost never use. I should probably just look at the list of, like, stuff I actually use and see if there's, like, some messed up stuff going on. Wow, Paragon cost increased drastically, but damage increased and overcharge ability. Overcharge ability added. Oh, okay. Huh. Bomblets that I almost never use. Paragon, like, better in basically every way, I guess. Tack Shooter Paragon that I almost never use. I guess I should use it now because it says damage increase, freaking enormous. Fireball damage increase, also freaking enormous. But, like, okay. Maybe I'll give it a spin at some point. Glue Gunner. This is big. I love Glue Gunners. Can no longer target boss balloons. Projectiles also cannot hit them. Undocumented. It includes all cross paths except 2XX corrosive glue. You know what? Maybe that makes sense. If they can't affect the boss, then they might as well not be able to target them. Acid Puddle cannot longer damage boss balloons. Okay. Okay, whatever. I would like for them to not damage gold balloons, but okay. Glue Splat that I almost never use no longer affects boss balloons. Oh. Undocumented. Okay, whatever. Ice Monkey. Wow. Wow. Apparently they thought that I don't need these, by the way, anymore. Let's see. You know what? You know what I should really do is just read this at the same time that I'm playing the game. That'll be a little more stimulating, I think. So let me just, like, scoot this over and yeah. Okay, so hold on a sec. Let's okay, so Neil, no, it's just the costume. The costume that is like really whatever. I don't really care about it. I don't use this hero almost ever. I finally bought all the heroes, so now I can start funneling money into like buying power, so I can get the pro farmer all the way, and also the monkey beacon. Whoops. And let's go ahead and try and scope out that new map, Party Parade. It's advanced. It's gonna be probably a bit of a ball buster, and I really don't know anything about it, so I guess I'll just keep rolling with DJ, just as like a safe play, and then I'll go ahead and yeah. So how does this work? Oh, okay. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Before we do that, I forgot that I still have my premiums on. So let's try that again without that. And then, yeah, there we go. Oh, it's a little hard for you guys to see. So I guess I'll scoot that over here. And then this will just go over here. And then I'll just read it to you guys. Okay. So, dang. 2 tracks. So I guess the best way to do this would be this is a pretty common opener for me. Or yeah, that's fine. Do it like this and let it rock for a bit. No auto start just yet. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so what else is going on? Okay, so Ice Paragon that I basically never used got absolutely dominated. It totally sucks now. Still disappointed that they didn't go with my name, which was the a banana bowl snow monkey. The a banana bowl snow monkey. Um, okay. Freeze effect will now be applied after damage rather than before, which apparently is a good thing. Da-da-da. Embrittlement no longer works on beds. That's a bug, though. Paragon works normally. Embrittlement debuff. Different tiers no longer stack with each other. Super brittle overrides embrittlement, and both are removed by the Paragon. Okay. Makes sense, I guess. Desperado. I really don't see any way they could fix Desperado to make it to where I would actually want to use it. Like, my big ish is that it's just way too technical. Just too many hoops you gotta jump through to actually get the most out of it. Okay, well, they finally have Ben. So, I mean, I don't know. Is there any relevance to where I should put this thing? I don't know. You can just chill here, out of the way. And yeah, I know some balloons are getting through. It's just whatever. I'm not taking this too seriously. I don't even know if I'm going to make it. Shotgun's better. Wanderer Desperados in range no longer reduce a Wanderer stack from each other. Wanderer Desperados in range. That's not really a strategy I'm ever going to use, but okay. What should I do now? Should I? No. I really need to like. I need to think about faster throwing for these dudes because more of these are getting through, and it's gonna start getting bad. Like my pregame prep road spikes are starting to look pretty thin. Shotgun main projectile. Bonus damage to mob class bruins. Increased whatever. I really don't care. Um, Upgrade cost for deadly precision reduced very slightly. Not enough that I'm actually probably going to notice. Hold on a second. Bonus damage to ceramic balloons increased from plus 15 to plus 50. That is nuts. Wow. Okay. I want to use those more. All right, they're going to start getting through. So we still got a while before we got to worry about camo, but so whatever, should be fine. Monkey sub, pulse decamo, cooldown reduced. Okay, but the plutonium reactor is unchanged, so it doesn't really matter. Just go ahead and get the red hot rings right here and now. See, Monkey Buccaneer. This is what I'm gonna have to worry about because I use Buccaneers a lot. Destroyer cost increased slightly. Doesn't really matter. Plane main attack projectile lifespan increased, varied slightly. Plane radial attack lifespan increased slightly. See. This seems like something I already read. More about planes. Planes just getting better. Planes from freaking aircraft carriers getting better. Okay. Okay, now we can get these and really start dominating. The cannonball attack, projectile lifespan increase, projectile. It's all about projectile lifespan. Okay. Monkey Ace, which I absolutely never ever use. Ground Zero is just whatever. I don't care. Missile attack. Explosion now leaves an exploding pineapple on the ground with the same stats as the regular drop. Okay. Missile attack lifespan reduced. Whatever. Nothing that'll actually make me use the ace. I just hate the ace outright. Unapologetically. Mortar Monkey, which I basically never use. The biggest one got debuffed. Don't care. Don't use it. Okay, and first camo is probably going to be coming up real freaking soon, but I kind of don't care. I can kind of ignore it and save up for something better. Because it's not like I'm playing on Impoppable, right? Let's see. Can I? Okay, yeah, no, it's fine. I'll go ahead and pick up. I'll pick up this and put him over here, and Should be fine. Monkey sense, and then another one over here. I don't really know what direction he's coming from. Hopefully I guessed correctly. I did. We'll have to get them shimmer later. Heavy shells, burning stuff, don't really use them, but should not be able to inflict the burning stuff damage over time effect to black balloons, bug fix. Okay. And, no more camo balloons for a while, but I'll just go ahead and get that now. Shoot. Probably going to be running into ceramic balloons really soon, so I should do something about that. Now, I forget, does this... No, I think only the Juggernaut does extra damage to ceramics. Let's see. Stuff about the Sun Temple that I basically never use. Unless it gets cheaper, I don't care. I really don't. It's whatever. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the leads. But I actually accidentally prepared for them anyway. Berserker Brew description changed. Throw a special brew to nearby monkeys for damage range. Throws a special. Now it says throws a special brew to nearby monkey giving increased damage range and attack speed briefly. Multiple monkeys can be buffed at one. Okay, so that's the only, and no actual change. Uh-oh. Is this going to be a problem? A little bit. Just a little bit. I really don't want to upgrade them too much. I just want to, like... It's tough. It really is. But I feel like I got to do this. No, that's not it. I want another shimmer, but, like, I don't know, man. Money's tight. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, I can see the spiky balls just kind of sailing off, and that's not a good feel. So it's going to be about that time. Let's go ahead and ooh, that's tough. How am I ever going to be able to beat this on chimps? Like, I have absolutely no idea. Maybe I'm just really, really rusty, but like defending these both at once and not being able to let a single balloon get through, like I don't get it. Like, full disclosure, I am not an expert BTD6 player. So I don't I'm not used to defending multiple tracks at the same time. So the camo balloon came out from here, so I'm just going to go ahead and assume that this is where the MOBA is going to come from. So let me go ahead and upgrade my stuffs to where it's ready to go. There's no possible way I could get a MOB glue, right? Like, there's no way that's actually going to happen. Nope, that's not going to happen. But can I at least get something to buff these towers a bit? Or no, I can't afford Mo Press. Um, oh, I'll go ahead and sell this guy for now, and then just pick him back up later because I really, really want that Mo Press. Uh, that's my best chance at surviving. Okay. Okay. So, this seems totally impossible. I have absolutely no idea how you could possibly beat this. I could fork out a ridiculous amount of money for a continue. Okay. So, I guess I'm going to do that. That's totally annoying, by the way. Having to, like, split my resources between multiple tracks so that I don't actually have the money that I need in order to. Whoa. Well, now I have tons of money. Well, then let's go ahead. Like, come on, let's do it. Why didn't I spend that money before? Why didn't I realize that I had like tons of money? Oh, actually, not as much money as I would have liked. Actually, that was pretty pointless. That didn't help at all. But I don't know. Maybe I want to play with. Oh well, I mean, I wasted that money on this stupid thing, so let's get rid of that. Oh, and I still don't have enough for that. Um, wow, this is annoying. I don't like this. This is like really annoying. But I guess I'll go ahead and oh, okay. Well, I'll do my best. Okay, there, we survived. So let's keep going. And see more what's going on. Druid section in need of research. Oh, there's lots of notes about this. Whoa. Now hold on a second. Hold the like stop the presses. Druid's jungle bounty. Druid's jungle bounty ability is no more. Druid cash generation is now purely a passive end of round bonus. We are looking at possible changes for other abilitized cash generation and would like to hear more thoughts on this. To be clear, we are not simply looking to swap every cash generating ability for a passive, but there should be some choice in when you time an ability activation, and we do not agree there was any reason to not spam these on cooldown, which makes this a tedious clicking quota. Thank you for understanding, because I knew this for a very long time. Yeah. Why was that an ability? Why? Why? That did not make any sense at all. Drew's cash generation already has interesting interaction so far for this case. So for this case, it felt more interesting to focus on that interaction instead. The new ability gives careful, timed activation that can assist in holding off on spending money on TPS towers for longer to affect the. Okay. Want different farming methods to have different interesting ways of engaging with them, but when an ability should always be used on cooldown, that's when it really shouldn't be an ability. While there is strategy and stall tactics, there isn't for that ability timing. Most don't have fun engaging with this when they are group spam abilities. That sentence was a little hard to read. Due to this, we reworked the Druid ability so that the farming tradition is the important mechanic to engage with here instead. And the ability is a targeting method of providing cleanup that does have strategic timing, which can be used to focus more on farming with careful abilities instead of building other defensive towers. Jungle's Bounty is replaced by Vine Crush. The cash and lives effect is reworked to be triggered at end of round. Base amount of cash reduced by a lot. Like, wow. Cash per farm and range reduced. Depends on the farm tier. It didn't before? That feels dumb. In that case, I'm kind of glad. Oh, but then they make it to where it's terrible, to where it's almost nothing if it's base, and then you gotta pay far out the ass to get it to where it is not even as good as it was before. Cash is now capped to 10,000. No cap before. I mean, I don't think I ever pushed it to the limit before, but okay. If moved with a support, now shows not worried. Now shows an icon indicating the amount of farms on range. Thank you very much. Description changed, blah, blah, blah. Jungle's Bounty replaced by Vine Crush. You're going to need to explain more about how that works. Blah, blah, blah. Excuse me? Base amount of cash reduced from 1280 to 120. Like, wow. That's... I would never play a Druid of the Jungle without having tons of farms around it. But that's like, wow. Horrible. So that's probably drastically affects how half cash games work. Yeah, that was brutal. Like, wow. It was looking so good hearing that it was a passive ability, but hearing that Druid cash generation is now like really, really garbage. I don't know about that. So let's try and get these guys back up to where they can put up a fight. I think now I can invest in these villages here. I think. Hopefully. Okay, all right. I want to focus on this now for a little bit until I know we're good to go. Okay, so wow. Okay, that was bad. That was really bad, actually. So let's work on that. So let's get you this, and then this. I can actually like put this like way out. Can I do that with this too? Can I like make this better, please? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Okay. I mean, this is just hard, so I'm probably gonna build out some like, not tax zones, but you know what I mean, some like overdrives. Not doing a lot of slowdown this time. Apparently Mermonkeys are just worse in general. I mean, I didn't really use them a whole lot anyway. Like, I liked playing with the final harmonic a little bit, but I don't know. Ooh, okay. Why is this one doing so much better than the... Oh, I actually got pretty beat up that time. Oh, it's because this isn't upgraded enough. That's why. Ooh. All right. All right. Faster. Faster. Oh, wait. That's actually not what I meant to do. Let me fix that. There. That was pretty bad, honestly. And I forgot about the sniper. I want to play more with the deadly precision. And then fast firing. So the sniper cannot reach anything over here. Interesting. I'm going to have consideration for that. And I need to get this emote pressed too, because we're going to start getting them on both sides. Don't take that out of context or anything. I don't know. What else do I want to do? Whatever. We're doing pretty okay now. Let's read some more of this. Trans Pierce increased overall. So okay, so bottom path Barmucky doing better. One change for the spike tree. Carpet of Spikes cooldown, main attack cooldown increased by a very small amount. Engineer, Paragon, don't care. Beast Handler, like, whatever. Unless that they get less costly, like, whatever. Oben, I almost never use. Churchill, I never use. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe I guess I should read and see if he's worth using now. But first, I gotta have a big think about. Well, I could use more. Yeah, could use more of this, and also because everything's got to be symmetrical, right? I mean, not really, but whatever. Wait, why? Why doesn't it fit? Hey, screw you. Okay, let's do it like this, because obviously it doesn't matter where you put the sniper. Just as long as he's in range of what's going on over here. Churchill, main attack, whatever. Nothing too exciting about just like little itty bitty stat changes. I mean, the stuff with the druid was absolutely huge. Azealia I've never even used, so I wouldn't notice at all. A lot of these I will never notice. Maps? Okay, hold on a second. This might be something. 1, 2, 3. Support should not being prevented anymore for me deploying towers for one. Whatever. I don't care. I don't use those. Excuse me. Out of Burks. I've got another cam, but I don't know. I don't feel like cracking it open right now. Stream should be wrapping up soon. Tricky tracks. Reduce the hitbox size for the interactable lights. Adjustments made to fix overlapping farm placement. Rogue Legends and Frontier Legends I don't care about. Sheriff, whatever. Just a bunch of like modes that I don't play. Now's probably about the time when I should be. I don't remember how this works. Middle path, okay. For the ceramic rushes that are going to be coming up soon. Although, dang it, I probably should have gotten. Oh, whatever, I don't care. forward to. I don't really feel like playing bosses anymore anyway. The only one that I haven't beaten is Elite Blastopopolis. It does seem like Blastopopolis is being made easier, though. Minor changes in additions, bug fixes. Blah, 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 blah. That's pretty much it. Okay, whatever. Nothing actually huge. So let's turn on auto start and just rock on through. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Yeah, we had a bit of a hiccup there, but I think we got this on lock now. I hope so. Ooh, okay. That was a little rough. Let's step these up. Oh, wait a second. Uh-oh. Am I not going to have enough for the snowstorm now? Did I make a boo-boo? Well, let me go ahead and just, like, pop this when the time comes, and I think that'll make it. Oh, no. Wait. Nope. Not even close. And that's it. So that was completely annoying. I don't know why that didn't work. That seemed totally unfair, but that's it for this stream. We totally ended on a really annoying, note, and that absolutely ruined my mood. So, whatever, whatever. That's a terrible map. I'm probably not going to play it ever again. So, thanks for nothing, Ninja Kiwi. Thanks for ruining the Druid, and thanks for giving me an unfun map that I think is unfair, and I don't like playing it. And really just reaffirming my my burnout on BTD6. Only reason I'm going to play it again is, when I don't have any like hot ideas for what to do on stream anymore. But yeah, that's going to be it. So whatever. That's going to do it for this stream. We had a pretty cool One Piece chapter, and then we had kind of fun but pretty frustrating tier list from Andy M. Lee about the Batman character designs, and then I played a round of BTD6 that I absolutely hated, and I don't want to play this game anymore. So yeah, that's it. So next time we stream is probably going to be on the 8th. I don't know exactly when it's going to be. Either at 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock, depending on the circumstances. And I'm really going to try to focus more on the channel over the course of the next week. I want to try and talk to my people and let them know that like I really need more time to myself to just do the stuff that I want to do for this channel to make it everything I want it to be, because it's important to me. And yeah, it's weird. It's just, yeah. Yeah, I'll figure it out. So for now, plan on us to be back on the 8th, hopefully in better spirits, hopefully more well rested. I don't know. I'm thinking about it, and I probably am gonna have to stream later, like more towards 3 o'clock next Sunday, because I think I've already made some plans for Sunday morning, so there's going to be a bit of a delay there. Yeah. But best way to keep up if there are any changes to the plans or whatever is just check out all my little socials down here. If you had to pick one to keep up with, I would probably pick Twitter, just because that's the easiest to manage. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Because every view, like, comment, subscription, follow all helps push us on to bigger and better things. And yeah, so you guys have a good day, and I'll catch you guys later. Thanks again.